Today we're going to be talking about a game for the PS1. And in this case, it's a Star Wars game. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace for the PS1. So, yeah, I've had this game for a long time, and the guy who I do these videos for, sometimes he'll just say, hey, he'll give me a lesson set. Sometimes some of the games will just show up in the booklet came out. So sometimes he'll just say, he'll recommend games, and sometimes he'll just say, okay. So for that, wow, I've just been getting these games and, reviewing them. But this game showed up on the list for this month. Let's go ahead and talk about it. So, Star Wars The Phantom Menace for PS1, basically, it follows Star Wars The Phantom Menace. And to be honest, if this game had came out when I was a kid, actually it came out when I was a kid. It came out when the first Star Wars The Phantom Menace came out. So if I had known about this game, I probably would have played it as a kid. Would I have had the same amount of patience that I have now to play this game? Well, I played Bug's Life for PlayStation 1 as a child, and was able to beat it, and to be honest, that game can surprisingly takes quite a lot of bit of patience, to be honest. This game, so in a way, this game follows the story of Episode 1, and one thing it does differently, it does a bit of, you can interact with NPCs and just, you can ask them questions and all that. And it gives you options to do that, like say, hey, do you want to do a forced mind control, or do you want to do this, and all that. One thing I will give the game credit, though, is that the fact that, it uses Star Wars music. This game was developed by LucasArts, and yeah, a lot of games that were made by Star Wars was made by LucasArts, because it's George Lucas's video game label. Even though he didn't, all the games for Lucas weren't all by Star Wars. This game was rated T for teen. So, if you've seen the movie, then you have an idea of what is going to happen in this game. So now that we have discussed the plot, basically the game plot is Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, in game form. So let's talk about the gameplay. So the gameplay for this game is, basically you go around in each level and try to complete objectives. Whether it is trying to find, say, certain characters to get a objective. And mostly, at the most part, you're playing as a Jedi. Or sometimes you're playing as Anakin. Or any other variety of characters, to be honest. But the game, one of the things I will say is that when you're playing as a Jedi, whether it's in this case Obi-Wan or Qui-Gon, you can use your Force powers, you can use a lightsaber, and I gotta say, for PlayStation, for, the thing that, okay, in most Star Wars game, you have, the option to use the lightsaber as a blocking mechanism, but that is its own button. But in this game, it kind of took me a while to get used to it, is the fact that you have to use, when you're wanting to deflect, you have to attack to deflect. And that can get kind of grating, because, it can be kind of just tiring. Because especially in your certain moments, you just like, I need to get here, and I just don't want to deal with these droids attacking me. And so the game isn't hard, it's just a lot of trial and error. In the most part, that's what it is. A lot of trial and error for this game, to be honest. And I'm going to be honest, you can use cheats to get invisibility and invincibility. But if you truly want to be a true gamer, one way you can do it though, just constantly save. Because the bad thing about this game though, there is no continues. You die, you start back at your save position. So you are going to want to save a lot for this game. And that can get kind of tiring, to be honest. Just constantly just like, save, after every jump, save, after every jump, save, after every time you take out an enemy, save. Save, save, save. Because you never know when you're gonna find another health pickup. So, my final thoughts of Star Wars The Phantom Menace for PS1 is, in all honesty, the game is not that bad. It's not, is it the greatest Star Wars game ever? No. I still think LEGO Star Wars is the best Star Wars game. Along with Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith for PS2. Oh yeah, and The Force Unleashed. Yeah. Oh, and also, just if you want to be a bit obscure, Star Wars Pod Racer for Game Boy Color. Yep, that one's actually pretty good, to be honest. It had a rumble pack for that game. So yeah, I'm dropping some of my Star Wars video game likes. So yeah, you get some of that today. So yeah, the game isn't that bad. One of the issues though is I do hate is the fact that you are not given any save continues. You die, you start back at your last checkpoint. So that means, like I said in the previous video, save anytime you can. That's gonna help you a lot. It really helps me out. But overall, do I recommend this game? Yes. But and honestly, is this like say totally worth a search today? For like basically just as like a game that you would have wanted to play in the past, yes, this game is good. But today, there's a lot more better Star Wars games by today's standards. So, in all honesty, I kind of recommend it, but it's not like, say, you need to have it totally for your collection. But, what do you think? Have you played this game? Do you like it? Put your thoughts in the comments down below. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.